I tell you, I'm so excited to introduce you to somebody very special, somebody I'm so proud to be associated with. This bloke sat in a room just like this. He was just like you, sitting in the room looking for an opportunity to be able to create wealth, looking for an opportunity to be able to have more time with his family, create the money, create the wealth, and focus on his goals.
Troy certainly is on a journey. Those of you who know him will know that. But his journey is a little bit different to a lot of people's journeys. His journey is not simply about wealth creation for the point of wealth creation. His journey is really to create wealth to benefit the world and community. I was really moved by his passion and his vision from a point of view of the reason why he wants to create wealth, and that is his philanthropic work around the world. It actually, from my point of view, it motivated me to actually consider that there is a higher end goal than just simply making a lot of money. He's a family person of distinction. He's a business owner of distinction. He's a motivator and a coach of serious distinction. You only have to be in a room for a very short period of time to really appreciate that this person is the real deal. He's not simply there to simply create a relationship and move away. It's a long-term deal.
Troy, you know, I'm just going to cut to the chase. He's got a special energy. But what's more important about Troy, and this is what really impressed me, you hear the word character. If you were to look up in the Webster Unabridged Dictionary, character, I believe you would find a picture of his wife, maybe his 4 children, the way they're evolving. This man is all about his family, but he's not all about his family only. He's about rescuing children. He's about building wealth so that he can continue to extract children who are being sexually abused and enslaved. And I don't really want to talk about this here because it's depressing, it's upsetting, it's a reality. Troy is reality driven. He's about looking at the things that most people don't want to acknowledge.
G'day guys, this is Troy here from Lifestyle Trader, and I'm in Thailand, just out of Chiang Rai, and it's a boarding school / orphanage for almost 500 children here. About 200 of the children are not sponsored yet, and they need help. We need more help here, more children. The children come here from a variety of circumstances, and many tragic, and it's just fantastic to see all these beautiful children here. Close to 500 children, as I said, who are just so thankful to Aussie Rob and the Foundation for the involvement that they're having in supporting. Take a look at all these beautiful children. Aren't they awesome? Hey, let's say thank you to Aussie Rob.
He empowers people through something called Lifestyle Trader. It's because of him that I believe that this company will enable people to have the freedom financially and emotionally they've never had before. He is pure, he is honest, and if you meet him, consider it a gift in life. Probably one of the great gifts, to meet someone who's absolutely about something greater than himself, not a selfish man. Matter of fact, I think he's all about the people he meets.
He captures people's hearts. Not only does he capture their hearts, he's able to move them to do something. You see, this guy is a living example of not just how to create wealth, but how to make people's lives have more value. From his work with children to his capacity to influence people in investments, this guy is a genuine article. My name's Pat Mastini, and I endorse him 100%.
This bloke that I want to introduce you to, his name is Troy Beer. I tell you, he would have to be my #1 protege. He has been a mentor to so many other people. I would have absolutely loved to have been here to meet you all, but I tell you what, you have a blessing in front of you right now. You have a blessing of Troy Beer being here to be able to teach you.
Thank you, Aussie Rob.
He's a pretty amazing guy with a very, very big vision. And I would like you all Why don't you stand up and welcome him to the stage? Mr. Troy Beer, come on down.
Thank you. Excellent. You guys, thank you very much. And it's awesome to be here with you on the Gold Coast. I'm actually from Brisbane, so it's not too far. Drive down, come and spend a couple of hours together, is it? So it's just brilliant to come down. Love empowering people all around Australia now and around the world with these very simple strategies that are helping set them free financially. Imagine if I could show you something today that literally in half an hour a day could help bring in a whole brand new income stream, something so simple that you'll be kicking yourself if you hadn't already found it before. Is anyone interested in seeing that? Excellent. Now imagine if what I show you today also you could do in markets that are going up or down. Do they always go up, by the way? No, sometimes they're going down, aren't they? So if I could show you something where you could trade both sides of the market and profit whatever direction it's going, who would be interested in that? Show me your hands. Excellent. We've got the right people in the room. That's brilliant. Now what about, imagine if I could show you not only a half an hour a day strategy, but not only something that can work in markets going up or down, but something that you could do anywhere in the world, as long as you can get online. I spent a lot of time over in India and in Cambodia and into Thailand and that. And the reason I wanted to get into lifestyle trader to begin with was because of all the travel that I'm doing. I want to be able to travel and be able to still do my trading and still be having a cash flow. Does anyone here want some more cash flow in their life? Excellent. And so what I'm going to show you today and teach you is half an hour a day anywhere in the world in markets that go up or down. Anyone interested? Excellent. That's what. Now, by the time we're done here today, I guarantee you, over the next 90 minutes, by the time we walk out those doors, that you will be able to nail this thing and you'll be able to implement this new strategy into your life. Does that sound good? Yeah. By the way, when I ask you a question, do you think I know the answer already? Yes. I hope so. The more we interact, though, the more you'll get out of this. Is that okay? Yes. So when Brisbane and Gold Coast people and Queensland people are always the most interactive. So are we the most interactive people or what? Yes. And the more you put into this, the more you'll get out of it. Excellent. Here at Aussie Rob and myself, just a few weeks ago, we're over in Pattaya, over in Thailand. And we actually have a foundation as part of Lifestyle Trader. And I also run my own foundation called No More Traffic, where we literally rescue children out of the horrific sex slave industry. I don't know if you know much about that or not. But a lot of the work with the travel that I do is involved with getting children out of these situations and getting them back into a normal kind of life as much as we possibly can. You know, there's something like 27 million people right now in the world today who are held in human slavery. It's the second largest illegal industry in the world right now. The selling of human beings. Believe that or not. $32 billion a year industry. I mean, it's massive. More than Australia's population right now being held against their will. Half of them are children. Little girls, 5, 6 years old, right through to teenage girls. And we're involved through the work that we do. And one of the reasons I talk about building wealth and abundance in our life is so that out of the overflow of our lives, we can give back and make the world a better place. Is that a good thing to do or what? Excellent. And that's what we do. So I've been a pastor of a local church for 12 years up in Brisbane. And when I resigned from there 2 years ago to become a school chaplain for 2 years, you don't do that for money, by the way. It's not a good money earner, right? But it's a good thing to do because kids are in crisis, aren't they, these days? I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but a lot of children in the world today are in real crisis. And so when I resigned from chaplaincy recently, I founded my own organisation called No More Traffic, which is specifically focused on reaching children who are held in the illegal sex industry in Thailand and Cambodia. And there's a lot of kids out there like that. And so Aussie Rob and I, through our foundation, the Lifestyle Trader Foundation, we travelled and took a whole team of our clients and some of our staff over into Thailand just a few weeks back, and we were able to meet the children and be involved in the safe houses that we support, we sponsor, and just fantastic opportunities to see all the changes that are happening in the children's lives as they've been given. I won't even tell you some of the stories of these kids because they're absolutely horrific, but to be able to give them some hope back in their lives, these little kids who have been through stuff that no child should ever have to go through in their lives. So it's pretty cool to be able to be involved in that. And at the heartbeat of our company, of Lifestyle Trader, you're going to find that we're a company that wants to give back. At the very core of who we are, part of our vision statement, our mission, is to help eliminate poverty. Not just poverty in third world countries, but poverty in your lives too. Do we all have some sense of poverty? Maybe in our mindset, maybe it's in our cash, in our finances. There's a level of poverty in every one of us that we want to help eliminate that poverty out of our lives so that we can have the abundance and the prosperity in our lives and start making a difference in the world so that we can live a life that is not only going to leave a legacy behind, an inheritance, but we're going to live the legacy today. How's that sound? You want to live a legacy? Yeah, we want to make a change in the world. Some of these kids, I'm going to be heading off to Thailand tomorrow, actually. So I usually would hang out with you guys for the full 4 days, but I'm literally heading off to Thailand tomorrow with my whole family for a month. And we're going to have Christmas over there with 200 little orphan kids. And my 4 kids who will celebrate Christmas with all these little children. And this is the kind of thing that you can do when you start to implement financial strategies in your life where you're not selling your time for dollars. So many people are stuck in the rat race. And show of hands, who's stuck in a rat race? Let's be honest here today. Yeah. And what you can do is when you can get out of that rat race and not rely on selling your time for dollars and start getting your money working hard for you instead of you working hard for your money. That's the key to building true wealth, isn't it? Do you agree? Yeah, because your time is limited. And so I'm going to have Christmas with in this particular orphanage, there's 400 children and just two adults running the whole place. 400 kids with 2 adults. And we're connected with them. We've just built them a new playground, a $20,000 playground. We called it the Aussie Rob Lifestyle Playground, and we're going to open that playground for them as a new Christmas present for them. It's massive. $20,000 goes a long way in Thailand, by the way. And so it's going to be a pretty awesome Christmas gift for the children. Cool, hey? Another thing that we did is we donated one of our packages, a full lifestyle trading system, to the children in this orphanage because they live below the poverty line, these kids. And we want to help them develop their skills to be able to begin trading and turn around the economic situation of that community. So we're teaching the kids to trade global markets. That's our long-term goal with that. Is that a cool idea? Yeah. Imagine if we could teach them how to do that and then over the coming years replicate that whole idea in different places around the world. Wouldn't that be a great idea? So we truly are going after our mission of eliminating poverty all around the world. This is my wife. We've been married in December this year, 14 years. She's pretty good looking, eh? Yeah. I reckon. And so we've got 4 beautiful children, and my son, Ethan, he's here with me today up the back there. So why don't you just give him a little welcome? It's pretty cool to have him here. And he was like, this morning, he's like, Dad, I want to come with you because I'm traveling all the time, flying around, and I can't take my kids with me so often. But because I was just down the road, and we jumped in the car and drove down together. And he brought his DS, so he's sitting up there playing DS. So that's pretty cool. So my eldest child here is Chloe, and she's 10 years old, and she sits on my lap, and we do our trading together. So I'm teaching my kids how to do this. Is that a good idea or what? Do you think it's good to empower the next generation? I mean, how good would it have been if you had the opportunity to learn this stuff that you're learning here this weekend, but maybe 10 or 20 years ago? Would that have been a good idea? Yeah. So I want to teach my kids this stuff that you're learning today and all the stuff that we're learning about Lifestyle Trader today because it is so simple what I'm going to show you. How many people here believe that it's the simple stuff that actually works? Yeah? And when we kind of bog ourselves down with all the technical hocus pocus, then we put it up on the shelf and we forget about it. Do you agree? Yeah, we give up on it. And so today I'm going to focus on teaching you the simple stuff that actually works. So I've got Chloe as my eldest child. She's learning how to trade. And Erin, she's just my mischief maker. She's beautiful. And Ethan, I'm glad I had myself a boy because I was getting a bit outnumbered there in my house. And then my youngest little girl, Amy, she's 2 years old. My last name is Beer, if you didn't realise, B-E-E-R, same as a drink. So I call myself and my family the Six Pack. You like that? So I've got my 6 packs. I don't need any more kids. All right. Now I'll tell you about my family because they're as much a part of what I do all around travelling. My family I'm extremely passionate about. And I just want you to know that they are my highest value. See, trading is important and trading is great and business and all the things we learn about, property and all that stuff and money is so important. But it's really just a test. It's a test of our character. It's a test of, money is not the be-all and the end-all of life, is it? When we look back on our life, are you going to be looking at how much money I made? Are you going to look at about your family and your relationships and the quality of your life, the richness of your life? Do you agree? Yes. And that's the true wealth. And so money is fantastic because it helps you achieve the things that your potential, and we all have potential deep down inside. In fact, you've heard a little bit about my calling and my passion in my life. But do you think that everyone sitting in this room has a passion and has a calling and has some potential deep down that maybe got squashed down because there was some kind of financial limitation in your life? Do you agree?
Yes.
Well, thank you for that underwhelming response. Do you agree?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, what I'm trying to say is today there's a whole lot more potential in the room than just doing some trading. You see, that's just a means to the end. I'm going to show you some simple strategies. In the end of this, as I said, you're going to be able to accomplish this. It's simple stuff. But I've got to help you with your mindset first. Do you agree? The first day of your 4 days here is all about mindset, isn't it? And we've got to just keep on renewing the mind. Keep on allowing ourselves to expand, because the more our mindset expands, the more our wealth can expand with it. Those people that get wealth too quickly, do you agree that they lose it quickly as well? Because they haven't expanded their mind and their soul to be able to manage wealth. And so to take that steady plodding approach is the way I like to talk about trading. Instead of going for the get-rich-quick scheme, which is usually the get-broke-quick scheme, let's go for the steady plodding approach, one step at a time towards true prosperity. Is that fair?
Yes.
There's a saying, and I don't know if you've heard it or not before, but steady plodding builds great prosperity. Have you heard of that before? A couple of people maybe. All right, we're all traders in the room. Can I have a show of hands? Who here are actually trading the markets already? Just so I've got a feel for the room. Just a quick show of hands. Excellent. Now, who here has never traded in their life? This is all a brand new experience that you're learning about. Give me a show of hands. Let's have a real honest response. Excellent. That's great, because I don't have to de-brain you guys. You know, all the people have had all that learning beforehand. Sometimes we bog our minds down so much that it gets in the way of actually doing our trading and being successful at our trading. We just want to learn the simple stuff. And so if you haven't had that experience before, then you're in the right place, because we want to help you right from the very beginning to learn how to trade step by step by step. Is that good? Yes. Okay. We're all traders, actually. Think about it. We're all trading the most valuable, priceless, precious commodity that exists in the world today. What is it? Time. How do you know that? Oh, it's on the screen. Okay. We're trading our time. Our time, once it's gone, isn't it? Do you agree? Once it's gone, you can't get it back. And it seems to go by quicker. How many people can believe it's Christmas already? Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And so our time just keeps on going, and we can never get that back. So today, what I want to teach you is all about buying back your time. Can anyone afford a half an hour a day to turn the whole financial future around? Could anyone afford half an hour a day to do that? Yeah, excellent. And not only that, I'm going to talk to you about another strategy later on, very briefly, half an hour a month. Bring 5 to 10% return a month potentially. That's 60% a year, guys. And yes, you can do this in your self-managed super funds. You can do it in your instant gratification fund. My wife calls that the bling account. She loves that. No, I'm just kidding. What I'm trying to say is there's so many creative ways that we can generate cash flow. And so we're all traders. As I travel around the world, there's 3 things that I'm finding that everyone is concerned about when it comes to their time. And the first one is this, and I'm sure you can relate to this because everyone feels this, and that's missing out on your children's youth. That's pretty close to the heart, isn't it? When you get stuck in the rat race making your bosses rich, instead of spending your time, that valuable time, helping build your families or grandchildren's lives and so on. You're focused on building other people's businesses instead of your own. And so we want to get out of that. What about this one? Another concern people have is being in a job that they hate. Now, can I have a show of hands? Who's in a job they absolutely hate and they wish they could get out of? It's pretty sad to be in that place, isn't it? And so our goal with this as well is over the next few years in helping you develop a strategy, a cash flow strategy, that you can replace that 60, 80-hour work week and get into doing the things you actually want to do with the rest of your life. What about this one? And this one's real close to our hearts. Be a burden on our families in our retirement. Wouldn't you rather be a blessing when it comes to that point in your life? That you have such an abundance in your life you can just bless people. That's where I want to be, and that's where I know you want to be too. And so, I mean, who here's got a super fund? Anyone? Yeah. And what happened in the last financial year? Yeah, I was talking to one taxi driver as he was nearing retirement, and he told me he's lost 40% of his super fund last financial year. 40%. He said, I can't retire. He had tears in his eyes. And I'm sure that, we've all felt that sting. Unless you've been able to learn how to trade in markets that go down and actually create a positive cash flow in those environments. In other words, learn how to recession-proof your income. Is that possible to do that? Do you think everybody was going broke last financial year? No, because some people understand how to make money in whatever situation the markets are in. Would you like to learn that? I can teach you today if you motivate me. Yes. Yeah? Oh, okay, all right. So this is where we're going today. And we can turn that not so super fund around, hopefully to become a super fund again. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Who's had a gutful of putting their money into other people's hands and then them losing it on you? Anyone had a gutful of that? And today is all about helping you take financial security for yourself and then making sure that you follow through and you build your own financial future and your own financial stability. Is that a good thing to do? Yeah, instead of trusting other people to do it. Here's one of our clients up in Brisbane.
Half an hour after breakfast is all it takes when I want to earn enough money to keep going around Australia in the van with my wife. I've made more money in a week now than I used to make when I was working.
Pretty excited, isn't he? He's a true Aussie. He actually is one of the last grey nomads travelling around Australia in a van with his wife, achieving his dream. And I think we're all ordinary people at heart, but actually deep down we're all extraordinary. We're all ordinary, but we're all extraordinary. And he's achieving some lifelong dreams because he's taken money out of the equation. He's taken the limit off his life. And so many of you are burdened by the money monster, and it is squashing down your dreams, and you only get to live life once. On this side of eternity, you have to make it the best it can ever be. You have so much potential in your life. I caught up with Brian a few months later, and this is what he had to say.
So over the last 2 or 3 months since we last spoke, it's been going really well for me. I earned my income in September in 5 days. In October took me 4 days. And the rest of the time we've just travelled around in the caravan, sold one house, we move into another in a month, and hopefully November won't take much longer. Thank you very much, Aussie Rob.
He's still excited, eh? So it's cool. Now, I'm going to show you a few of these little clips of some of our clients. Actually, I want you to see real people who are doing this, because you expect me to say what I'm saying, don't you? And all the people up the front here, you expect them to say what they're saying to you. Do you agree? But when you hear real people, I am a real person, but when you hear real people actually testifying to their experience, that's helpful. Do you agree? Yeah. And that's why I put these little clips in to help you understand. Is trading a business? Yes. Yeah, of course it is. Any kind of business and kind of cash flow that we'll be generating through our trade